Welcome to Tech Altum tutorial. In this tutorial, we will learn JavaScript DOM, that is Document Object Model. So what is JavaScript DOM? So DOM is actually a hierarchy, a complete tree-like structure of all HTML elements, connected HTML elements and their node. Like, see, so what actually DOM is, the inspect element portion of our website is DOM. So see, the inspect part which we can see, this is called DOM. Okay, so this left bottom part is called JavaScript DOM. So what we are viewing, this is actually the representation of DOM. So this is actually what DOM is showing us. Now if you make any change in bottom part, let's say I'll just select my H1, open it and change content from JS DOM to 1, 2, 3, 4. See, now this content has been changed. So now there are two things. One is source code and second is DOM. So we have made the change in DOM, not in source code. So what is the source code? Right click, view page source. So in this portion, you can still see that H1 content is still JavaScript DOM. So this is our source code, and what we can see in inspect, this is called our DOM. So JavaScript can actually change this content. So this means JavaScript can manipulate DOM. So a static site means same source code for all the people, all the persons, but a dynamic site means different. So in dynamic site, what happened? They create the source code. Means like you can see a dynamic site like Facebook. So on the right means I have to log in. So the page, static page is same, but the content is different as per my session or user ID or password. So as per session, your data is different, but this means the source code is different for all the person. Now let's inspect again and refresh the page, so you can see again the H1 content is JavaScript DOM. So how to access DOM in JavaScript means how to make change in any content. So for that we call JavaScript document object. So document object is used to call DOM node. So see, document object is used to call the DOM API. So this is a built-in API in web browser. All web browser supports DOM API. Write is a function of document object. Now let's write something. Hello.js. This is the page. See, so we can see hello.js in a page, but we can't see hello.js in source code. So see, in source code we can't see hello.js, but in a DOM we can see hello.js. So where exactly this hello.js is, just inspect it and you can see this. So this is the content written by DOM. So DOM is doing one more thing. After script, this text hello.js has been added. So where? After script tag means this portion. Now let's add a tag, e or pre. So we can see a pre tag. See, this is a pre tag. So where is a pre tag? In body. Why in body? Because this script is written inside body. Now let's say this script is written inside container class. So now we can see a new pre but in container. And let's say we have one more script tag in h1 document.write, and we write 2 plus 3. So on a page we will say hello js dom 5. So this 5 is written by document.write method. So now this script means this write function is writing in h1. Okay, this write function will write in body, and if we cut this and put a code here, now this capri will be considered inside your container. So script will only write to its parent. So who's the parent of script? Body element. So body is the parent of script. So document will write content in current node. Okay, not anywhere, but only in current node. So like see, we have an h1 element with a span. See this, we have a h1 with a span, and in span DOM is written. So this is the same structure. So this hierarchy. H1 is a node, element node, JavaScript. So what is H1? It is element node. JavaScript, it's a text node of H1. Span is an element node, which is a child of H1, and DOM is again the text node of span. So in a web page, we will see JS DOM. Okay. So now we have three different type of nodes in H1. First, element type node, text type node, and attribute node. So H1 is element node, JS and DOM is text node, and class is attribute node, or ID can be attribute node. So these are three different type of nodes. Okay, so H1 node, element node, span, element node, JavaScript and DOM, text node, and class ID, they are attribute node. So to access DOM API, we use document. So document keyword is basically, it's an object, is used to see type of document is an object. So document is used to access the DOM API in a web browser. So when we call document, our DOM API has been initiated, and now in the DOM, what we need to call? Let's say call body, the document dot body. So this means our body element. Document mean dot head means our head part, and document mean title, the title of a website or a web page. See, the title here is title. Now let's change the title JS DOM. See, so what is document or title? It's JS DOM. Now let's try to manipulate. So it's a string, so we can also change the DOM. So let's say JS DOM 2. So now see, this is the new title, which is JS DOM 2. So to change title of a website in through JavaScript, just call document means DOM API dot title, which is a string, is equal to new title string. So let's say new title is the new string. So see, this content has been manipulated, but this is actually happening because of DOM. So this is not, so this is a source code title, and this title has been manipulated by JavaScript DOM. So in the source code, title is JS DOM, but we will see new title because this has been manipulated by DOM. Now we can also use a timing function using set timeout in JavaScript, and I say in set timeout a nominous function, and this function will be called after 2 seconds. Now see new title. So before 2 seconds, till 2 seconds, it's JS DOM, and after 2 seconds, we can see new title. See again, now it's JS DOM, and now it's new title. So DOM content has been, means the title has been changed, but after 2 seconds, and now it's static. So using DOM, we can change anything in a website, but only in DOM node, not in the source code. So to manage source code or to create, update source code, we have to use a backend service like PHP, Node, anything, Java or .NET. So the first method of DOM is called document.write. So write method is used to write something in current node. So if script is written inside body, so this document.write will write some text in body node, because script is inside body, so this will be body. But I prefer don't use document.write. See, what's the drawback of using document.write? Let's see. So this is working perfectly and there's no issue in console, but if you open console sidebar, you can see violation. Avoid using document.write. So as per developer.google, we should avoid document.write. Why to avoid? I give you two reasons. First thing, document.write will only write in the current node. Suppose you want to write something in the span, so using document.write, you cannot write or make change in the span element. So this is the first drawback. And the second thing, when we use document.write on page load, it works perfectly, but after once the page has been loaded, like window.onload, so this means once my body is, when my page is done, loading is complete, now use document.write. Let's say 2 plus 3. Now If without document.onload we use document.write, so this is working on page load. So now we can see file, but on page load. If we uncomment this and see now, we can only see file. Now check the DOM. You can only see HTML head and body and file. So this is a plain text, means this is not write, this is over right now. So you can see there's no doc type, there's no title, nothing else. Even H1 is removed. So what document.write is doing, once the page is loaded, this is actually overwriting your content. Means this all content will be removed from the DOM, and write will put to the sum of 2 plus 3, which is 5. So see, if we remove all the content and write 5, see, it's same. Or let's write 10. This is plain text, a simple web page without doc type and all that. So we have to avoid this. So that's why we always avoid document.write. So avoid document.write because of two drawbacks. So we can also create a h1 element, pre-element in the DOM node. See, we can create another h1 using document.write. So this is another h1, but as per my source code, this is the h1. But as per my DOM, we have two h1, first and second. So in DOM, we can see two h1, 1 and 2. But in a source code, there is a single h1. So this is the single h1. So Google will crawl only source code based content, not your DOM based. Because once your page was loaded, that time this content happened, means this was created. So this was created on client side using our DOM API. So let's start with some more things related to JavaScript DOM. So now we have document.body to call body element, document title to call document title element. Now inside body we have a class. So document dot body will call your body node. So this is the body node. Now let's say we want to change the uh, background color. So in HTML4 we got this attribute bg color to change background color, which is not allowed in HTML5. So I'll avoid this, and instead I'll use style dot a background property. Let's say background color equal to a light color as a string. See, we can see the new color. If you check your inspect, see in the body, the style has been changed, but in a source code, there is no style in body. Okay, so if you refresh your page, that content has been removed. So to change something, you can use style property of document element. Okay, so we can call a body. We can also check the attributes inside body, the total number of elements in body, like document dot body dot children, so dot length. So we have, there are two children of body. So first is div.container, second is script. Okay, now let's add one more using document.write. And if you see now, the children.length is 3. Why? Because first is container, second is script, and this is the third one, which is created by DOM. So DOM has created a new element. So right now in DOM, we have three children, but in a source code, still it's 2. But document will call DOM, not source code. So in a DOM source code, we have 2 children of body, but in a source code, we have only, we have 3. Now to get the title, we use document.title. To change the title, to get images, use document.images. Now let's choose a picture. One, this is the image, it's blue background, so alt will be, let's say, blue one. Okay, now to call this image, use document.image. So now it's not image, it's images. Now this is again an outdated syntax, we don't prefer. So document.images means all the images load. So this will call all the images, not this one only. Let's say we have 3 pictures, 1 2 3. So we all are, well, first image, second and third. So document.images will call all the images. So it's not a single, it's a collection. So it's an HTML collection which look like an array, but it's not an array, because in JavaScript an array means a variable whose value is starting with a new keyword. So this is an array. Or literal, this is an array, but document.images is like array, it's not an array. So where pics is like an array, it's not an array. So it's an array like, not array. So also check array dot is array of pics is false, but for a blank bracket is true. So this means this is an array. This is an array, but pics is not an array. It's like array. To check total number of elements, pics dot length. So see, we have three images, 1, 2, and 3. To get the first picture, let's say variable p1, use bracket 0, the index. To get the second 1, and to get the third 2. And if you call the third one, so that will be undefined. So this is second image, this is third, and the fourth one here is undefined. So this will be undefined. So I'll avoid this one. So P1 is first picture, P2 is second picture, P3 is your third picture. But might be in future if we add a new image. Now the data inside array has been changed. So see, P1 is this image, P2 is second image, P3 is second image. So now this is second, this is third, but earlier this was not there. So this was first and this was second. So we have to avoid document.images because in source code or in future might be will change the content. So there are some new elements, might be will change the logo or we'll add another picture in the header. Now let's change the property. This is p1 first image, p1 dot src, the source of image, dot alt, the alt of image, p1 dot width, the width of image. If you want to change, make it 100. See, this image is 100 now. Okay, you can also use a click. On click, this means current object dot width is equal to 100. Now click this and see this image is 100 now. Okay, so we can also do this thing, but we have to avoid this one. Don't use document.images. There's a better way, we'll discuss later. So some popular shortcuts for DOM are document.body to call body element. So these all are DOM level 1. Body to call body element, images to call all the pictures, links to call all hyperlink, same is for anchor, forms to call all form elements, document.contact. Now contact is not an element, so this will call the form with the name is equal to contact. So this is DOM level 1 element. So let's say we have a form with name contact and a input type text with name, username. Now document dot form name is contact will call your form. See, so to call your form, use document dot forms. Okay, so now it's document dot forms. So form is all the form element, you have to call the single one. So use name of form, which is contact. So document dot contact means the form. Okay, so this is your form element. To get the input values like name, use document dot contact dot name of input is username. So document dot contact dot username means, so form is form element, name is input element. So this is input. To get the value of input, use dot username dot value. So see, val is equal to the value. Now let's add the value. See, we are getting this on page load. So see, the val is username. Okay. So we are getting this value on page load. Okay, so these value we are getting on page load. So this is called DOM level 0. So in initial level of DOM, we can only access limited elements. Like we can access the head element, we can access the body, we can access the title, and only the form elements. But to get an element through ID, okay, we also have some node type, like these are some numbers. So node type 1 means it's an element, 2 means it's an attribute, 3 is text, 8 is comment, 9 is document, and 10 is doc type. See, so I'm selecting body. To access this element in console, you can use $0. This is the shortcut. So $0 is body, $0 dot node type is 1. Now choose doc type and type $0 dot node type, it's 10. So 10 means it's a doc type node. To get a comment, the node type will be 8. Okay. So body means a node object, images means array like object. Now in DOM level 1, we also have some new methods, different methods to get an ID. To get an element by ID, like ID, use document dot get element by ID, use camel casing, and then the ID name. So let's say we have P1, P2, P3, and P4. Now ID of this P is P2. To get this paragraph, use document dot get element by ID, and ID is P2. Now this is stored in ID. So ID means P element with ID P2. Okay, so this is the element. So to get the second paragraph, we use this. Now what's written inside? To get the text inside. Now where text is equal to ID dot text content. So see, text is equal to the text content inside, which is a string P2. For old IE browser, use inner text. So inner text is still used, but it's not recommended. This is only for IE8 and old browser. See, the value is always same. So this is for IE8 and below browser. Now let's say this is para 2 inside span. So see the value P2 means, sorry, text. So ID is the element and text is the text inside. So the text inside is, this is para 1. Okay, let's say this is para 2. So ID is the element, text is the text content inside. To get all the inner element, use id dot inner HTML. So this will give the inner HTML. So what is inner? So text means only the text content, and int is inner HTML. So int is inner HTML. So inner HTML means both text and child element. So see, we can also see the span. So this is text content and this is inner HTML. Now to get all other properties, or to add, to remove some different properties in this text, you can use the same thing, like id dot let's say align an outdated attribute not allowed in HTML5 center. So see, this will add an align attribute to P element, and this is in center. But in modern web applications, we in HTML5 we don't recommend this. So for that, write id dot style dot text content, sorry, text align equal to center. This is the CSS way to manipulate. Okay, so get element ID means we can only access elements having ID, and ID is always unique, so we can get a single element. To get elements by tag name, use get elements by tag name. So get elements by tag name we will do elements by tag name. So type any element with the tag name, let's say P. So this is a node list of all the P. To get the first one, use 0 tag. So this is the first paragraph of your document. So this is how we can get an element by tag name. To get an element by class name, use document dot get elements by class name. Document dot get elements by class name, and see the class name for container means this is the node, and suppose that element is not there, like content, class name content, so this is blank element. Okay, so if you call document dot get element by id and id name, let's say para, so this id is not there, so you will get null because this element is not available. So this is the DOM level 0. So initially we can only get elements by ID or by class. There was no other way, or by a tag name. So in latest or next video, we will see how to use query selector for the latest element.